Hello everyone. Today you are going to test your knowledge, to revise and check your knowledge by listening to a native speaker of Spanish reading a short text. I'm going to read it first, then write it on the board with some blanks on purpose for you to fill in. So let's get into it. A comer, la cena está lista. ¿Qué cocinaste hoy? Una tarta de jamón y queso y de postre hay una exquisita torta. ¿La de la receta de la abuela? Sí, qué rica. Hacía mucho tiempo que no la hacías. Es que es cara, lleva muchos ingredientes. Pero hoy quise cocinarles algo especial. Gracias, Ma. Bueno, empecemos a comer que se enfría la tarta. ¿Está rica? Riquísima. ¿De qué es el jugo? ¿De naranja o de mandarina? De mandarina. Mi preferido. ¿Me pasas la sal, Pa? Sí, aquí tienes. Después de cenar, toman un café con la torta. La cena estuvo deliciosa. Gracias. ¿Qué van a hacer? ¿Van a salir? Yo salgo con mis amigos. Yo me quedo a estudiar, que tengo un examen mañana. Bueno, chicos, yo me voy a dormir. Hasta mañana. Well, let's see what it says. Well, let's see if you understood what I read. I'm going to read it in Spanish and try to think what you are going to put in the blanks. They are all verbs. You have to choose the correct tense. Let's see. A comer, la cena está lista. ¿Qué? Cocinar hoy. Una tarta de jamón y queso. Y de postre, a ver, una exquisita torta. ¿La de la receta de la abuela? Sí, qué rica. Hacía mucho tiempo que no la hacer. Es que es cara. Lleva muchos ingredientes. Well, in Argentina we say lleva, but I'm reading it lleva because in most Spanish-speaking countries people say lleva. Pero hoy querer cocinarles algo especial. Gracias, Ma. Well, let's see. ¿Qué cocinaste? Pretérito perfecto simple. Your simple past. Y de postre hay presente, simple present. Hacía mucho tiempo que no la hacías. The same tense here and here. What we call in Spanish pretérito imperfecto, a repetitive action in the past. Mother used to make this cake a long time ago, and she stopped making it. We don't know why. We do know why, because it's expensive. Pero hoy quise, pretérito perfecto simple, the past. Gracias, Ma. Let's see the translation into English. Come on, let's eat. This is the way in which we call others to have lunch or dinner. A comer. I told you this in one of the videos. The use of the preposition a to call someone. In this case, to call her children and her husband for dinner. Dinner's ready. What did you cook today? A ham and cheese pie or cake. It's salty because we are talking about ham and cheese. tarta is pie. And for dessert, there is a delicious cake. In Spanish, we use the adjective exquisito, exquisita in different ways. One of them is to mean delicious when talking about food. The grandma's recipe, la de la receta de la abuela. La receta de la abuela is grandma's recipe, and la de la, that it would be something like that recipe that belonged to grandma, something like that. That cake that grandma used to make. So la and torta, cake, is implied here. La torta de la receta de la abuela. But we say very often, we say like this, la de la. Or the man who lives next door, el de al lado. We speak like that all the time. Yes. How tasty. Hacía mucho tiempo que no la hacías, que no la hacías, you. Well, let's translate it in a different way, because it would be something like, it's been a long time that you didn't make that cake, something like that. Es que es cara. We use this a lot. Es que es. It may sound weird, but we use it all the time. Es que es. It means it's because it's expensive. Que in this case is used as because. It's because it's expensive. Es que es cara, or we could say es porque es cara, but more commonly we say es que es cara. It contains a lot of ingredients. We need many ingredients to make that cake. But today I wanted to cook something special for you. The for you is here, the indirect object, objeto indirecto, les. And finally in this part, of course. Gracias, ma. Thanks, mom. Ma is the shortened form of mama, or mother. It's like mom in English. Let's see how the dialogue or the conversation goes on. This time I separated the sentences according to who speaks. I should have done this before because it's a conversation, but sorry. I wrote it all together, but by the intonation you can understand that it's a dialogue. Let's see. Bueno, sorry. Sí, it's okay. Bueno, empecemos a comer, que sé la tarta. Enfriarse means to get cold. Está rica, riquísima. ¿De qué es el jugo? ¿De naranja o de mandarina? De mandarina. Mi preferido. Me la salpa, pasar, to pass, the salt. Sí, aquí tener. Sorry. Aquí tener. Well, let's start to eat, because remember that que means, remember that que means because here in this context, and we use it a lot. Let's start to eat because the pie gets cold. So in the present, que se enfría. Is it tasty? Yummy, delicious. Rica means both rich, related to money, but in this context it means tasty, related to food. And the ending issima comes from Latin. We find it both in Italian and Spanish. Issimo, issima, according to gender, it means in a superlative way. Very, very, very tasty. Riquísima. ¿De qué es el jugo? What flavor is the juice? Here we omit the word sabor. ¿De qué sabor es el jugo? Sabor means flavor. We saw it in another text too. ¿De qué sabor es el jugo? We can say the word sabor there, but it's more common that we omit this and just say ¿de qué es el jugo? What's it made of? Or what flavor is it? De naranja o de mandarina? Is it an orange juice or a mandarin orange juice? Mandarin orange. My favorite one. Mi preferido. We can also say mi favorito. But it means preferido, the one that we prefer. Or in this case, the one that I prefer, because it's in the first person, in the singular. My favorite one. This would be, well, you don't say in English, do you pass me the salt? Or can you pass me the salt, Dad? Please. Well, I don't think that at home you say please, but I don't know. Well, we just ask the question in the simple present, and with this verb, we can say me puedes pasar, but it's more common to say me pasas. Me pasas la sal, pa? Again, pa is like dad in English. It's a familiar way to call our father. Literally, it would be, do you pass me the salt, please? But you don't speak like that. Sí, aquí, well, this is, yes, here you are. But in Spanish, we don't use the verb to be, but to have, tener. So conjugated in the second person in the singular. Sí, aquí tienes. And the rest would be, aquí tienes tú la sal. Here you are. Sí, aquí tienes. And in Spanish, we omit the direct object many, many times. Aquí la tienes. Sí, aquí la tienes. We can say it like that. But it's more common to say just the verb without the direct object because it's implied in the conversation. Well, here speaks the storyteller. Después de cenar, tomar un café con la torta. Again, the characters. La cena, estar, this is an R. Sorry, deliciosa. Here you have to bear in mind that they've already had dinner, so you know what tense to choose here. Gracias. ¿Qué van a hacer? ¿Van a salir? Yo salir con mis amigos. Yo me quedar a estudiar. Que tener un examen mañana. Well, let's conjugate all those verbs because all in the infinitives it sounds terrible. After dinner, they some coffee and eat the cake. Literally, a coffee with the cake, but tomar, remember to have to drink. They toman, they drink, they have a coffee, some coffee. With the cake, I mean, and eat some cake. In Mexico and Spain, they say pastel instead of torta. But in Argentina, due to Italian influence, I mean to our Italian ancestors, we say torta the same as in Italian. Exactly the same. La torta in Italian, la torta. La cena, dinner, they finished eating. Dinner was delicious. La cena estuvo deliciosa. Thanks. What are you going to do? Are you going to go out or are you going out? In this case, it's tricky because it remains salir. Because it's the infinitive, like here. To do something, to go out, salir. No conjugation here. Yo, in this case, it is conjugated because we say yo, and it's in the present or the near future. I'm going out with my friends, or I'll go out with my friends, in Spanish, in the present. Salgo, o yo salgo, con mis amigos. Quedarse means to stay at home. And we say yo, and remember the ending for the first person in the singular. Yo me quedo a estudiar, to study. I'm staying at home to study because I have an exam tomorrow. Or because I'll have an exam tomorrow. We just say it in the present in Spanish. Que tengo, que, remember, because in this case, we can say me quedo a estudiar porque, because, tengo un examen mañana, I have an exam tomorrow, but more commonly, que, just que. And let's see how the conversation ends. Well, no blanks here. Bueno, chicos, yo me voy a dormir. Hasta mañana. Well, guys, okay, guys. I'm going to sleep. See you tomorrow. So, people, I hope you could understand when I read the text. If you couldn't, never mind. Listen to it as many times as you need to. And by listening, practicing your listening skills, you'll be able to understand. But I usually speak like this, not very fast. And I hope you could fill in the blanks correctly. And this is all for today. In the next video, we are going to get into the subjunctive mood. We are going to start with this mood because in Spanish we use it all the time. We use it a lot. It's very necessary. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.